Mr. DJ Rose, Verteezy, and C's, welcome you to the No More Black Tears podcast.
Black tears that's heaven sent. Barack the first black president. I love my black skin. I love walking in black excellence. Black power, let's represent. All black, that's evident. I'm sure MLK and Malcolm X both didn't die for the hell of it. Strap your seatbelt, go and settle land. What makes you think that we would sell our land? We wouldn't sell our land. What makes you think that we would go ahead and try to sell out then? No more black tears, black on black kids. Love us as is, love with passion. Paying black bills, learning black skills, making black meals. Black is backing. Big shout out to Fred Hampton. I'm black and proud like I'm James Brown, but I ain't doing no acting. My people here from the motherland. This podcast now active.
No More Black Tears podcast. One more time, one more again, one more 10. You know what I'm saying? 10 out of 10, that's what they call us when they listen to us. You know what I'm saying? C's, Verteezy. What we talking about today, man, we do it for the people, man. We do it for our people. What's going on?
So on Michelle's Obama's podcast with her brother, they was talking about first she started off saying how she was so happy that she was raising girls because she always thought that raising boys would be easier than girls. But then she eventually realized it's crazy how little black boys go from being cute to then being perceived as threats as they get older. And this is a very real life conversation in the black community in terms of just development of black kids, but especially black boys, because when black boys are like little kids, society views them a certain way. I think we all can agree on that. But by the time they start getting a little bit taller, facial hair, they start being viewed as menaces to society. C's, what's your thoughts on what Michelle had to say?
I agree with it. A lot of women don't realize until they have to raise boys, whether the father's in the life or not. When you're a black person, there's a struggle with that, but then there's things black women struggle with, but there's also things black men struggle with. I remember a lot of quotes about James Baldwin, but one of them is a sample on Mick Jenkins' Water song. I forgot the name of the specific song. It's been a couple of years, but it's one of my favorite songs by him. At the end, he's talking about, by the time I'm a man, I'm already a teenager. You've beat me. You've abused me. By the time, basically he's quoting saying, by the time he becomes an adult, you've done everything you can do to me. And then remember that clip I used to send on Instagram where it was a young black dude, teenager. He had to be like 16, 17, maybe 20 at the oldest. But he was like, when a man's hungry and you got a loaf of bread, you beat him over the fucking head every fucking time. And he said, I'm fucking hungry, give me some bread, but you decide to basically beat him. You see it. Like, it doesn't matter where you grew up at, but you see it. Everybody's experienced it, whether it's Tiger Woods. Like, Tiger Woods recently came out. I seen the clip going around, viral clip going around, where he was talking about people seeing me as different. So it's like, maybe when Tiger was on the golf field and he got angry, they're like, oh, he's really aggressive. You see the changes in the language. You're an angry black man, they're automatically looking at you like you're fucking King Kong or some shit. You know what I'm saying? You're a monster already. It's like, you're a kid, you're a child, but they view you as a man. Whether it's the justice system, hey, we're going to try him like an adult. When a white kid is going to go to juvie or he's going to get released and they're going to put him in a behavioral facility. So, automatically black girls and black boys are literally viewed as adults early on. It's like, hey, they're no longer looking at you like you're human. They're looking at you like you're a fucking animal. So what do animals do? They breed young, you grow up fast. So it's literally that 12 years, you're already a fucking adult. You can steal.
Damn, that was balls, man.
You can steal, you can kill. You're a menace to society already. Before you even hit the ground, before you off your mama's titty, you're already a fucking vibe.
Hey, C's, Hey, do me a favor, man. Say that bar again, bro. Because I really feel like some people heard it and it's gonna go over their head, bro. But as I heard it, bro, that was just such a bar, man. Say that shit about animals breeding and shit again.
You're like an animal breeding. Before you even off the mama's titty, you hit the ground. You're already a fucking monster. You're a beast. That's automatically how they see you. It's like no matter what you do, you could be the greatest, smartest. They still view you as a problem. It's the psyche of America. And when we say the literal, in the sense of James Baldwin, he said the fucking fabric of American psyche. You view me as a fucking monster. Like you literally like thoughts in your head. Now it's like Karen's a common thing, but I mean literally like yo, you get aggressive at work. Niggas done tried you. People done tried you and fuck with you and fuck with you, but because you're a black man, you ain't even gotta be the biggest dude. You can be a skinny dude. You're just tall. Oh, he's fucking wild. People gonna call the cops on you. What the cops gonna do? They gonna pull up, they gonna beat your ass because you black. You know what I'm saying? It's like the common view of you is the stigma, and the view is it ain't even gotta have no fucking validity to it. It's just they see you, your physical features. You can be shortest, tallest, skinniest, biggest motherfucker, like just a brolic motherfucker. Like we got some black people got some of the best bills. I ain't gonna lie. Asiatic black man. Yes, we are the originals. But I mean, it's just how they view you and they see you. It's like from seeing you as a fucking product and a cattle and a fucking way to make money to even now modern day. Like we talk about the 13th Amendment. Wasn't that that's the documentary, 13th Amendment. The way they put you in the prison system and make money off of you, and NFL, and MLB, and NBA, it's like literally, nigga, you are the product. So it's like when they view you, their physical shit and the mentality, you could be the smartest. They view you as a fucking animal, and you don't get a chance to grow up. So it's like, one, you're not in the home to be raised properly. They're breaking up the families. That we talked about that multiple times, where they've looked at you with the family, they're trying to break it up. They don't want the father in the home, or the mother's got to be doing some BS or just messed up family structures. And then it's like black kids. It's like, okay, if we can pick women against men, boys against girls, father against mother, father against mother, daughters against mother, daughter against father, son against mother, son against father, and just mess up every dynamic. It's like, of course, they're gonna see you as just. I know y'all tired of hearing us complain. Just like we go back to the victim mentality episode. One of the comments, yes, I saw your fucking comment. You said, in so many words, pull yourself up by your bootstrap. It's not the problem's not you. The problem's you. You're not a victim. The problem's you. First of all, I disagree with you. But it's like you're not given a chance to even grow up properly. It's like, when can a kid be a kid? Just like that. What was that? What was the when it Toys R Us? You can't be a Toys R Us kid when a place where a kid can be a kid. The world ain't Toys R Us for black kids, man. I'm done.
Yeah, man. A lot of stuff you said, man, I thought was just gems, man. Man, this stems back from slavery, dog. Like, when you think of slavery, man, you had a lot of black people who worked in the house. And what some people don't fully understand is, like, let's say if you was a black boy that was like 5 to 9 years old, the minute that you started getting taller, your voice started getting deeper, you might have started having facial hair, they would kick you out the house and make you work the fields, because then they perceived you as a threat to the white women in the house. They would be like, oh man, now we can't have this, grown ass, man, in the house, so they would like kick the black boys out of the house. And you kind of see that when you watch a movie like Lee Daniels Butler, where his character is a house nigga at first, but as he gets older, the relationship between him and the white master, the mister, becomes more hostile, because now he's starting to become a man and he's viewing him as a threat, versus when he was just a little boy, it was like, okay, cool, whatever. And it's kind of to the equivalence of what you were saying, like people who don't raise dogs, you see puppies and they're all cute and cuddly and everything, and everyone like puppies, but I don't know too many people who don't like puppies. But myself included, there's a lot of people that don't really like just grown ass dogs. Especially people who might, like Rose, for example, he has a bigger dog. Like, especially people who got big dogs, Like people may come to your house and they might not be comfortable around your big dog, but then like Rose also has a smaller dog, and people be comfortable around the smaller dog, even though the smaller dog may be. And you know, if you've been around dogs, you know how it is. Smaller dogs sometimes will be more aggressive than bigger dogs, but people would be like, "Oh man, this is a small little miniature dog. I don't really care." And that's some of the issues we have in society that was created by white society. Like white society created this narrative, created this picture, created this painting of the dangerous Negro, to what you were saying about James Baldwin, to make black people seem, you know, inherently dangerous. And I remember Avis Spears said on Black TV years ago, the greatest thing white people ever did was make it seem like black people are inherently dangerous, where we're not really inherently dangerous compared to our white counterparts. But when people see a black male, and you have someone like Rose who's 6'2" or 6'1", he's over 6 feet. You have someone like myself who's 300 plus pounds. You have someone like C's who has a muscular build, and we're walking down the street. Like, it's natural for white people in white society to view each one of us as threats for different reasons, just because our skin complexion, our skin tone, and all of us are darker black men too. So we're not lighter skinned black men. We are all darker black men. Our skin color is now being weaponized against us. Like, we're being viewed as what you were saying, C's, as being angry, as being threats, as being violent, as being hostile. We could be having a disagreement out in public. And it's one of the reasons why you may have some black men, and this is no shade at some of these black men I'm going to name, someone like a Shaq and someone like a Magic Johnson, the smiling Negro. And I know you know about this, C's, like the Negro that's always smiling and showing all his teeth. Like, sometimes that's a defense mechanism, because you got to find ways to make white people feel comfortable. You know, it's also the same reason why a lot of white people don't view comedians the same way they view athletes. You know, because you see someone like Kevin Hart, you see someone like Eddie Murphy, you know, and they're always making you laugh or whatever. You're not viewing them as the same as you view someone like a Jim Brown, who's never smiling and is always talking about, you know, blackness and black power and stuff like that. You know, all these are very dangerous narratives when you're talking about black, especially black boys growing up into adulthood. And it's very important that, you know, First Lady Michelle Obama said this, because I think a lot of black women don't fully even understand this until they've had to raise black boys, and understand that, you know, when you're raising a black man that's going to go into society, and society is going to view them one way. So you're going to always view your kids as you know, you're going to view your kids as you view your kids. But there's another part of this conversation that we're not even fully articulating at this moment: how we view ourselves. You know, because I'm talking about white society, but we've all said on the pod multiple times about these young niggas. You know, so when we're in society ourselves as black men, as older black men, how do we view a 15-year-old black kid? How do we view an 18-year-old black kid? How do we view a 17-year-old black kid? Like, we ourselves view them as threats. Now, is that saying that that's not warranted because some of the stuff that's going on? I'm not saying that. But at the same time, when you see a 15-year-old white kid versus a 15-year-old black kid, you know, even black people themselves might feel more comfortable with the 15-year-old white kid versus the 15-year-old black kid. And it's not even your fault. It goes back to what society has conditioned us to think. Because when you watch the news, when you hear the narratives, they always try to make it seem like black people are inherently dangerous. We talked the last week about an 18-year-old white boy who raped and choked 2 white women. And that has received less coverage than that black boy in Texas that killed a white boy when people were saying he was defending himself. Like, the way some of this stuff is covered in general is going to be perceived differently. You know, there's plenty of stories of white people committing crimes with black people, and then when it was time to go to court, the white person snitched on the black people, and they try to make it seem like, oh, this was just an innocent kid that got involved with the wrong crowd, even though they all may be the same age, y'all. They got involved with the wrong crowd and he was being manipulated and this and that. And I think that's probably the biggest part of this conversation is it's really just how society has created this narrative and how white people have done such a great job of painting this picture to the point where white people believe it. You got a lot of black people who believe it. You got a lot of Asians who believe it. You got a lot of Indians who believe it. That's why you get stories like in the 90s where that Asian, store owner shot that black girl. You get stories like that. You get situations where people feel like black people come in their stores and they're trying to rob, steal, and hurt them. You get situations like a Trayvon Martin where a black teenager can't wear a hoodie in the convenience store just to get some Skittles and an Arizona sweet tea. You get situations where an 11-year-old, 11-year-old black boy, Tamir Rice, gets shot for playing with a toy gun in his own backyard. You get these situations because of how we're being viewed versus our white counterparts. They're not being viewed as threats, so they're given the benefit of the doubt to live their life and to just do normal everyday stuff. Whereas, like, unfortunately, being a black man in America, and that's something I always remind myself every time I wake up is, at the end of the day, I'm a black man in America. So I know that no matter how I perceive myself, no matter how my friends perceive myself, a lot of people that know me know that I'm a very charismatic, funny individual. But there's a lot of people who don't know me that would think I'm angry until they get to know me. And you have to ask yourself a question. Are those notes that I'm putting off? Or is it because I'm a 300 plus black man?
It's more. It's all that what y'all said, but then also we don't do justice to ourselves because everything you see on TV between the music videos that the white people are seeing because they're not watching shows about uplifting shows with uplifting black people and uplifting that they're not watching that. They're not watching the movies. They're watching the movies where the gangster movies and everything you see. Oh, these gangsters is out here, and then the kids are out there portraying it. They living their life. They doing exactly what they said. They following the handbook. You know what I'm saying? The handbook was written, and then they going around and they following the handbook. So it's like what you said last week. See, it's like if you dress up like a police officer. And somebody say I need some help. Oh, I'm just dressed this way. I ain't no police officer. And then when these black kids and things like that dress certain ways and do certain things with these ski masks and all this other stuff, they can be good kids. Sure, to their family members and to their friends, things like that. But when somebody else sees them, they're like, yeah, you obviously look like a threat. And it's like until we have to get to the point where that I guess NL Chopper was trying to say about young boy, like you destroying the community and that sort of thing. These people are destroying the community. You know what I'm saying? Because we should know better than to continue doing these things and keep going down these same roads. But we still going down these same roads and then expecting a different outcome. So it's like we can't blame nobody, but I said because people they're out there getting the money. And they saying, yes, master, yeah. Oh, you want me to do this? You want me to do this? Oh, for how much? Oh, it's going to cause this much damage in my community or this many people going to get killed? I don't care about none of that. How much you going to pay me? And that's how it goes.
Yeah, man, I agree with what you're saying. And this is the sad part, what I was saying about how white people have done such a good job spinning the narrative. Because when we talk about like white TV shows, for example, and black TV shows, what about Goodfellas? They killing Goodfellas.
I mean,
what about Casino?
Yeah.
What about
But
Lupe Fiasco, one of my favorite rappers. Do you know what one of my favorite lines is? Breaking Bad. I learned that from a TV show. So there's plenty of TV shows with white characters that's selling drugs, killing, raping. One of your favorite TV shows. But
also, those aren't like most of the ones, except for Breaking Bad. Those aren't white people. Remember, they don't consider Irish and those people.
But I'm about to get to that TV show. Yeah. What
Other
about
than
the
Breaking
FX
Bad.
TV show?
Sons of Anarchy.
Sons of Anarchy. Like American X History. You get these white people that are doing these crimes, that are committing crimes against their own people too now. So it's not they just committing crimes against black people. In the shows, they are killing other white people, raping white women. When you watch SVU, most of the motherfuckers that's doing the raping in SVU is white motherfuckers.
They be coming up with some storylines, man.
Once again, society has created this narrative where we don't view it that way. I listen to country music. You listen to country music, C's. A lot of country music talks about fucking.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie though. There was a station on XM radio before or after they did, but it was Outlaw Country. And that was the shit where I can't think of any of the artists, but they used to talk about robbing, cheating on their wife, fucking a bunch of hoes, drinking alcohol. Literally the same shit as hip hop, like negative gangster rap, just country music, and it was good music. And I'm just like, it's literally called Outlaw Country. So it's like, how the fuck? So you look at all these biker gangs and corporate, like look at the TV.
Man, bro, you get a show. You get a show like
the only thing about the difference between those is white people don't try to portray those people. Young white men and white girls don't try to portray those people. I don't think they don't. They don't.
In the early 2000s, when Eminem first came out, man, there was a lot of white boys that was trying to dress and look like him.
All right, so here's my rebuttal for you. What about the hard rock, heavy metal, and the Jackass? Remember the skater boys that were just wild and doing dumb shit? That whole, like, it was a whole subsection of young white kids rebelling.
I think in society, white people do reflect what they see and what they hear in music and what they see on TV. But what they push on TV, they don't show those white people. They show the blue collar white people.
They do a
or
better
the white people actually working. Whereas like they don't hold them up as heroes because like Jersey Shore is one of the most popular MTV shows ever now. And in Jersey Shore, the same way how baddies be fighting and some of these black, they was doing ratchet ass shit in Jersey Shore. And that was mostly just white people. Or the reality show with The House, like they was just doing a lot of crazy ass shit. But that's all part of the narrative of how is society being portrayed, because unfortunately for black people, our heroes are rappers, are R&B singers, are athletes. Like, really think to yourself and say this, and you can probably say this, C's, what white person that's not a politician, that's not a business person, gives advice all the time online that white people just say, yeah, we should take their advice? Like, I don't hear Tom Brady talk about politics. I don't hear, Cooper Flagg talk about politics. But I hear maybe Mark Cuban say something, Donald Trump. I hear like these white people, like the white man from Shark Tank, the kind of bald white dude or whatever, can't think of his name. You'll hear billionaires to talk about shit. What white actors? Do you hear Leo talk about politics except for we need to keep the earth green? Besides Robert De Niro saying, fuck Trump. But all of our leaders are who? In the words of the great Malcolm X, and I know Rose will appreciate this, they like to get the Negro that sing and dance to represent what our thoughts is.
They control the airwaves. So it's like, so that's basically what I was saying. Yeah.
So that reminds me of a quote. Sammy Davis was talking about how they fucking killed MLK, Marcus Garvey, Malcolm X. He was basically, it's a quote. It's out there. It's been going viral. It's been popping up a lot lately. He was blackballed. The only black member of the Rat Pack. I can't even call him out because he was messing with black women, white women. He didn't give a fuck. Sammy Davis was just messing with bitches. Sammy Davis, and for a long time, I was like, this nigga sell out. He this, he did that. He was just around. Like, nah, he called the shit out verbatim. He was like, hey, they see me as this, and like, you killed the fucking leader. So it's like, with white folks, they literally got so much to pull from, and they control everything and all the narratives. It's like, they can have a murderer. They can have a ratchet ass TV show, MTV, and still got political power, political views, schooled everyone like, yeah, we have this fucked up segment of white society, but we're gonna hold up. Like, you turn on the news, what do you see? Most of the people on there, the murders they're gonna report are going to be black. So
yes.
You go to any city, I've been to Texas, Georgia, when I was in Arkansas, visiting Arkansas. I visited fucking Arizona. I'm on TV. I'm visiting Arizona. Phoenix, Arizona. What the fuck I see? Either Hispanics or black people. Fucking Arizona. I know there's black people that live in Arizona, but it's like when 3 out of the 7 murders you report are black in a state like fucking Arizona, crazy. Vegas, Nevada, all this shit. So it's like they control the narrative. Our leaders are promoted to view a certain way, and it's like I agree with Rose. Some of this is our fault because it's literally rather than promote who we should look up to, you should be looking up to people like Denzel Washington, Chadwick Boseman, not just actors, but they're scientists. Neil Tyson,
Neil deGrasse Tyson.
There's so many people to look up to, but we pay attention to the negative shit. I'm guilty of it.
But you know why? They don't put the microphones in those people's face. Like, I'm a big Denzel fan. This last year and a half is the most you ever heard Denzel talk. This is the most Denzel has talked about his personal life. You know, Neil deGrasse Tyson, when he talks, what does he talk about?
Space.
He talks about space and science. They don't ask Denzel about politics. They don't ask Neil deGrasse Tyson about politics. But guess what they'll do? They'll get A$AP Rocky and ask him, what you think about Trump?
No, they asked the people, but they just cut that out.
You know?
And it's like when Denzel has spoke on it, he was like, hey, one of my favorite quote was, I can't get the quote exactly right, but he was like, okay, there's 2. Remember the scene where he sat down with Ethan Hawke?
Yeah.
Training Day, and he said the shit's entertaining. It's bullshit, but it's entertaining. And also he said, well, no matter what I say, no matter what the fuck I say, when I tell you, they're gonna spin what the fuck I tell you. So if I say something right or I say something wrong, they're gonna spin it however you want to say it. He was like, turn the TV off, read the article. This shit might be real, it might not be. And Denzel's always been on the political shit. Anytime he speaks on politics or real life shit, he literally says, do your own research, know what the fuck is real. The media is controlled. All this shit is sold the fuck up before I say it all the fucking time. All this shit's been sold up from 500 years ago. Once the Moors fell from Spain, from the Vatican all the way down, they control the narrative. They control history. This is why last week we said, read a fucking book. Because now they're trying to erase this shit. But it's like, they control the narrative. And it's like, from the time you're a kid, to the time you're adult, to the time you die, they're going to look at negative shit because you're black. Kids aren't given the time to actually grow up. And then it's like, when you control the music, hip-hop's the most popular genre right now. So it's like, of course, they're going to promote anybody gangster rap. Tupac. They always show you, what Tupac do you see? You see Thug Life spitting at cops, Tupac. You don't see party Tupac, naughty by nature. You don't see poetry Tupac. You don't ever see that video of Tupac with the Gumby cut where he was literally talking about fucking poetry. He went to school. When he was living in Baltimore, before he moved out to LA, he was going to an art school. A lot of people don't know that shit. He literally was raised by Black Panthers, or former Black Panthers. His auntie, Assata Shakur, rest in peace, just died like a month or 2 ago. They don't show these different sides of people, whether it's like, okay, prime example, Snoop Dogg. You got 2 examples of Snoop Dogg. You got OG Snoop Dogg, OG, double OG, Trick, Crip, LA, Long Beach, Unc Snoop. And then you got Mark the Stewart, Country Club, Snoop Dogg. So, I mean, it's like, when we're guilty of praising these people, and it's like from the pipeline, from the school to prison pipeline. It's one video I cannot fucking find. I want to say it was Loaded Lux. He said, we ain't got a lot of time, but I'm going to take my time. In so many words, he basically said, from the time your mother's womb, kindergarten, all the way, you're already brainwashed. Whether you live in the suburbs, they want you to be hood. You ain't got to be hood. They want you to be hood. They want you to be a thug. They want you to be hood adjacent if you're not hood. They want you to be a nigga, but you ain't gotta be that. But it's like the shit we promote, the shit we're all guilty of. We look at shit and we see we don't let these kids be kids. Even we ourselves, we're like, a lot of us, black community, we're hard on the kids. With fathers, we're hard on the kids. We're like, hey boy, you should be doing this, you should be doing that. And some kids need it, but not every kid needs it. It's like, let a kid be a kid, or show them how to be it's a catch-22 for me. It's like,
it goes to what Jose was saying about it starts with us. We also got to get back to being community more, where we're reaching out to the youth in our community. So to close this segment out, question for everyone at the table. And if you don't feel like you can answer it, that's fine. You can pass it. When was the moment that you realized that you're being viewed as a threat? And do you have a specific memory where you felt like people out on the outside viewed you as a threat, probably because you was just a black man?
I was out with a restaurant. Okay, I got two. I was in middle school, and I was out somewhere, and there was a bunch of white people, and somebody had cut me in line, and I was like already irritated and mad, and I was like, yo man, what's up? And white girl got scared as fuck. I didn't realize maybe my tone was real strong, came on, but she was like, I'm so sorry. And everybody checking on her. I'm like, what was that movie scene where it was like, don't check on that bitch, check on me. Like, motherfucker, you stepped on my foot, bitch. Like, you know what I'm saying? You cut me in line. You cut me off. I'm the victim, not you. She's crying. She's scared. And then I remember going out one time in Germany. When I was stationed in Germany. Shout out to my boys, man. I got a couple white boys I did some dirt with. Shout out to y'all, man. My boy from Pitts, man. Shout out to you. I ain't gonna name names, but we was out one time, and I was out with some coworkers, man, and some white dude, verbatim, like, nigga, I can hear you across the street. He said, hey, when you see three white guys, one black guy, one black guy, it's gonna be some trouble. The fuck? I didn't get mad. I was like, you're an asshole. You asswipe. My boy, my white friend, got so fucking mad. I'm like, that phrase, what's that phrase where it's like, you got a, Cat Williams said, he was like, you got a white friend? What did that motherfucker do? He said, what? Man, well, let's beat his ass. He's like, so he got so fucking mad, and he was like, yo, that's the bullshit I don't like seeing. And he was like, he was fucking hot as fuck over that statement. And it's just like, yo, you automatically assume, yeah, we're in an area where some sketchy shit goes on. We're out drinking, whatever. It's not that many it's only so many black people that work with us. So it's like, hey, I just happen to be on a one night where I'm a one black dude. It's only three of us in the fucking group. We're all off on the same fucking night. You automatically make the dumbass assumption that we're doing some sketchy shit. Bullshit. So, the moment I realized was I was younger, and it was like I was mad, and like, I remember I was in middle school. I was acting up. We was watching Jackass, me and one of my black friends. He was, as a 13-year-old, he was real cut up, muscular, used to lift weights and shit. And they used to think this nigga they thought he was like 5 years older than he was, just looking at him. No facial hair. We barely had peach fuzz. They used to look at him, and we would do shit, and they would always send us to the principal's office. They would always treat us different. And then the assumption is like somebody set up a stink bomb. I remember, so it was one of our white friends set up a fucking stink bomb, and they blamed us for that shit. And I was like, I ain't even do shit. I ain't do nothing. None of you ain't fucking do nothing. And you automatically assume it's me and my homeboy. So it's like, the fuck is like, you see the shit. Like, we don't realize it at the time, but later on you look back and you're like, yeah, these motherfuckers was racist. They made assumptions and bullshit. So it's like, I've seen it,
Yeah, for me personally, man, I was in Boy Scouts. I told y'all that a couple weeks ago, how I'm an Eagle Scout. And I didn't really have a whole bunch of white friends growing up. Like, I had white people I was cool with from Boy Scouts. I went to, shout out to Meadowbrook, an all-black elementary school. I went to mostly a majority black middle school, Spear Creek. And then by the time I went to Hebsburg, it was probably maybe 60-40 black in terms of 60% black people, 40% white people. So it wasn't really to probably college. I started being around more majority white people and actually started engaging in friendship with white people. But I would say what the first experience was, and you was there, C's, when we went golfing with our homeboy Darius, our homeboy Josh, and our homegirl Samantha, and we had been being followed around the golf course by these two white girls that was like, I guess, ball cleaners. And you know, we young black men, we 17, 18, we thinking, oh, these white hoes trying to get dick down. They want that BBC, man. They want us bad.
They keep looking at us.
Because you know, all of us, that's all we talking about is, oh yeah, they trying to fuck. And then that black dude came, and the black dude just kept following us. We thought he was on some bullshit, but then he pulled us aside. Man, these white girls keep saying on the radio that y'all stealing rounds, which for those who don't understand, stealing rounds means that we're playing for free. So it's 4 of us playing and only 2 people paid, and the other 2 is just playing for free or whatever, which wasn't the case. And so he was like, yeah, man, you know, you could talk like them, walk like them, but you still a nigger. He said, if you can't dazzle them with brilliance, baffle them with bullshit.
Quote that shit. I wish I knew you, dude, but one of the greatest quotes we have, if you can't outsmart them, dazzle them with bullshit.
You know, and it was just, and he basically set it up where we was playing on a different side of the golf course where we wouldn't be bothering them more. So that was like the first real time. And then another time when I was just by myself, I remember I was going to AU, which is a majority white school. And I just remember walking in my car. And to anybody who's been to the AU campus, you know, it's so hard to park on campus. Sometimes you got to park off campus. So I used to just park off campus because I don't give a fuck about walking. So I had to park on one of the side streets. I'm walking to my car, and I'm on one side. I got my headphones in. I got the Beats by Dre, the big headphones back in the day when it was cool to have the big headphones. Now, if you got the big headphones, niggas look at you like you crazy. So I got the big headphones. I'm listening to my music. I'm chilling. It's 3 white boys on the other side of the street. There was a white girl on my side of the street. I noticed her, but I don't notice her. She crosses to the other side of the street with the 3 white boys. And then, like, she passes us. And probably, like, maybe once she gets 10 feet, that's when the white boys start saying something. I can kind of hear them. I turn and say, like, hey, man, do you know that girl? And I was like, nah. Do y'all know that girl? Because I'm trying to figure out why y'all asking me. They was like, that's crazy, man. That bitch racist. They said something like that. And I was like, yeah, that shit is kind of crazy that this white bitch who did not know these white boys felt more comfortable walking on the side of the street where you're 5 times more likely to get sexually assaulted if you're a woman in America by white men. But she felt more comfortable walking next to 3 white men than she did 1 black man. And that was another moment where it was like, yo, people really do be seeing something that I'm not necessarily seeing.
Tears or no tears?
Boom. So we're going to start off. There was an Avis employee, you know, who reportedly stole 47 rental cars worth $1 million and then rented them back out. TNT.
I got tears that they got caught. I hope he had his money sold up somewhere where they can't find it. If he goes to jail for however long, I hope he's able to recoup his money. Because it's like, it's kind of smart. Because it's like you literally work at a car rental place, and on the side you start your own. That's some white collar crime. That's some like tax evasion type shit. You know, that's the shit corporate motherfuckers be doing. But basically made millions off of running his own car rental racket using resources at work. This is the type of shit you should have left the country and been offshore, the Cayman Islands, or one of them other countries where they can't come get you. Also part of the problem though, I want to call out the car rentals. I've seen so many cases over the last 10 years where people said the car rentals reported stolen vehicles, and it was bullshit cases where people literally had to sue them, class action lawsuits, etc. Shit is smart. It's smart, and it's things that are gonna happen because it's like you can rub off VINs, you can put cars in other cities and states, and it's like when you can drive a car from Georgia to California or Georgia to New York or Maine and turn the car in, like, oh yeah, I turned the car in 3 weeks ago. That car's still fucking riding around, GPS tracked and everything else. So I mean, it's like He just happened to get caught. That's the sad part. I got tears because he got caught. For the victims, cheers. But for him, he got caught. It was smart until it wasn't. You're smart until you're not, and you're going till you're not caught. So I mean, smart play. But
And so, who the victims? The people who rented the cars or the company?
probably the people that they said stole the fucking cars. There's probably victims that they reported the car was not turned in.
Also, he wasn't just renting the cars; he was selling them the cars.
He was using the bitches. Like he was renting them, and people. 3 of the cars didn't. Out of all the cars he rented, there's 3 cars still literally gone. They and guess what? Check this real quick. They can't find him. So hey, he might have got away.
I say I ain't got no tears, man, because man, hey man, I'd rather rent a car from that nigga than rent from decent places. Man, I remember we went to New Orleans, and I remember goddamn me and Rose had rented a car and everything. Bruh, this Rose spent good money on this shit, bruh. Good American dollars on this shit. For us to pull up and this car busted. Goddamn shit looked fucked up. Goddamn Rose mom said, man, take pictures of everything. Nigga said, I'm already one step ahead of you. That's how fucked up the car was.
Should have hotboxed that fucking car. That's one of them cars you hotboxed.
But guess what though? If old buddy would have rented us the car, it shit would have been a lot cheaper probably, man. So I ain't got no tears, man. Fuck these rental car companies be tripping anyway most of the time.
Yeah, I ain't got no tears either. Hopefully he got, like you said, he's got that money put up because he gonna need it for some bail and some commissary. Because when you use your job to hit a lick, you definitely go get caught. It's not about how you go get caught. It's about when you go get caught.
Yeah. Hey, talking about trying to hit a lick. So people have been bringing up how Trump said we're gonna get these $2,000 checks from all the money that they collected from the tariffs, only for some people to come out and say, well, you might not necessarily get checks. You might just, be able to save money here and there, and, maybe the overtime won't be taxed and all this other stuff. See, what's your thoughts?
BS, man. Hey, bro, I'm one of the people, I'm never going to say, don't send me no money. Send me the money. I'm going to spend. I got bills to pay, or I might, do something BS with the money. It's money that's given to me. I'm gonna pay some bills, and I'm gonna do some, something fun with it. If you cut these checks, I was telling my shout out to Unc, man. I was literally telling him, I'm like, yo, so if President Trump cuts these checks, it's not if, it's when we gotta pay it back. Where are you getting these funds from? It's literally what is it? Tax break? They're literally going to say, oh, you got this much money, you got 2K. 2K checks every damn citizen who makes less than 100,000 or whatever. If you cut the check, of course we're going to enjoy it. We're going to use it. But it's just the same shit that you did during the pandemic. It's our fucking money. You're giving us our own shit back. And we paid it. We paid the tariffs. They literally pass the cost to us all the time, whether it's a car, whether it's a product. Anything, you literally pay the cost of this shit. So it's like, man.
Yeah, you're right. But he's not going to do it because when they gave out them checks for the last check, the refund checks they gave out, it cost, what, $400 billion? And with the tariffs, they only made, what, $89-90 billion? So, like you said, where that money coming from?
So they said, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so they said, yeah, that's what they said. But we can only go off what they say because we ain't got access to them books and all that other stuff. So I ain't got no tears, but I believe it when I see it, and I'm gonna spend it when I see it too.
Hey man,
I'm a black man. It's already spent before I see it.
Hey, man, shout out to Juice, man. Because I remember when we was getting them checks, man, a couple years ago. But that nigga was like, every time we linked up, man, I need that check from Trump, man. I need that check from Trump. Man, where that check at?
He was looking for that check for Kim. That little check.
Yeah. So, hey, man, I ain't got no tears, man. If you out here waiting for a check from a white man that don't care about you, man, you're a fool anyway, man. So, I ain't got no tears.
You don't like that paycheck, bro? You don't want that white man paperwork, bro?
I get that white government check. It's the difference between a white government and a white man check. But talking about something that's white. So there was this woman who was calling up different churches and asking them, can they buy her a small baby formula for her baby? And she even had her baby crying in the background. And then, fast forward, there was a boy who basically was going in the hood asking adult boys to, hey, can y'all buy a baby formula for this girl who need a baby formula for her kid? And a lot of adult boys was buying the baby formula. A lot of the churches was not. Apparently, this was a sociology experiment to just see what people would do. There was no baby that needed baby formula. This was just a study that was done by a black woman who just wanted to see how these churches would react. Most of the churches, especially the Christian churches, did not buy the baby formula, but there was a Muslim church and mosque that actually did buy the baby formula and did not ask no questions. It even went so far as one of the churches even told a girl, yo, you got to be a member of our church for us to do something like that. I would say this. I say this all the time. This looks bad for Christians because this is not the Christian way. And this is the reason why you have a lot of people who will say that they're spiritual and they're not Christian. And when it comes to certain stuff that happens, I know when I talk to MGH and I'll say, yo, man, that's not real Christians. Like when you see this and you hear this, those aren't real Christians. Because when you're a real Christian, our job is to help our neighbor. Our job is to love one another. So like if someone comes to you and says, hey, I need this, if you have the ability to do it and you feel like it's genuine, then you're going to do it. I know at my church, we give to people in the community all the time. Like we have our offering, but then we also have tithes and stuff. Like we have 2 plates that we collect, and one of the places is literally for us to give to the community, to help people out. So it's not people in our church, it's just people in the community. And there's a lot of churches that are doing God's work. So I want to make that very clear. There's a lot of churches out here doing God's work, and we don't hear about them stories. The same way how you have athletes who be paying people bills they don't know and buying people cars you don't know, and we only hear about the negative. Man, I'm telling you, there's a lot of black churches out here that are out here, saving people from losing their homes. That's during this time when food stamps been cut off, been putting food in people's houses that you ain't heard about. Like this stuff that you seen from these churches, this is not of God. This is not the Christian way. So I have huge tears because this just puts a black eye on people who have that Christian faith. And I'm a devout Christian. This puts a black eye on us. And this is not how the majority of us feel and think. The majority of Christians, especially black Christians, we're going to help. We're going to help you before we just let you just struggle away like that. But shout out to the old girl for doing this experiment. And I just want to add one thing. Man, when people are surprised by the dope boys helping out, it's always been like that in the black community. Because when you got people who live in the community and they see everything going in the community, like sometimes we misconfuse someone's job for their morality. And just because somebody goes to work as a doctor does not mean they're a good person. And just because someone sells dope don't mean they're a bad person. People, the dope boys have always been integral in the community. Just like when people used to think the Black Panthers was bad. Hey, man, I had people in my family that told me straight up the Black Panthers fed them grits and eggs, man. So just keep that in mind.
Hey, line from the Black Panthers. Who you think started the breakfast program? Black Panthers, and then what was it? Shirley Chisholm and the lady from the Bronx started the Head Start program.
Yeah.
So it's like I think she was Puerto Rican. She might have been black. I don't remember, but a lot of these programs black people started. So I don't really talk about my faith so much. I do have questions about it, the Christian community as a whole, especially Western Christians. Being Europe and America, Canada, Western Christianity has a lot of funky ways, and that's been scrutinized and misperceptions. Y'all only highlight and pay attention to the negative. There's plenty of churches that feeding people. Who you think all these organizations during the SNAP benefits? There was not just Salvation Army, not just the Kroc Center, not just Goodwill. There was churches. There's churches across the country that are feeding people. But guess what? You know what we do? And I say we, Christians, Christian-based faith, or people that are Christian adjacent, we don't talk about it. We don't highlight what we're doing because it's not about us. It's about helping the people and who we represent. So it's like if you're a Christian, and I get it. A lot of us are focused on pastors driving the Benz and all these different, Joel Osteen and all these other big name preachers that don't help the congregation, T.D. Jakes and Creflo Dollar and Holier Than Thou and prosperity Christians. But there's so many churches and so many organizations that give back. Let's highlight them. Let's start. If we're gonna show the negative, show the positive. There's plenty of organizations that give. We just don't talk about it. We don't highlight it. We're not looking like the glory's not us. It's for him. And if you know him, you know what I'm talking about. I ain't gotta say his name because y'all know his name. But it's true. It's agreeable. Like it happens all the time. But it just goes to show you what the misconception is there's a lot of places and churches that aren't giving back to the community. And it's not just churches, it's organizations.
Well, that's still on baby for me. No tears.
So, I mean, I got tears for the misconception, but, for the people that actually are, shout out to you. Shout out to you. So, but like Rose said, no tears for it. There's plenty of people that's doing it, man.
TNT. Dynamite.
All right, cool.
Bill.
So there was this white female CEO who basically was on a podcast and she was talking about how she had 2 employees who was in a sexual relationship with each other. But apparently both employees also was married. So they was cheating on their, spouses. And so she terminated both of them because she felt like if they wasn't loyal to their marriages, they could not be loyal to their work. Rose, man, what's your thoughts on this?
Mind your doggone business. Like, I don't understand. Like, they were just being a little bit too messy, I guess, because your boss shouldn't figure out what y'all got going on. She can have an inkling what y'all got going on, but she shouldn't know the tea. The boss should be the only person. Everybody else can know the tea, but the boss can't know the tea. So, like, I don't know what they was doing or what they had going on. Or I guess the spouses came up there. Maybe the spouses came up there and made a ruckus or something and caused a scene or something. And that's probably what it was or something. But otherwise, man, mind your business. Mind the business that pays you because you got paid, right?
You ain't get paid.
And it kind of goes back to that. Remember that situation we talked about where the CEO was at that game? He got caught with a side piece.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's like, okay, if it doesn't affect you negatively, like, okay, if they get caught and it brings you lose money, fire them. You're well within your right to fire them.
Exactly.
But it's like, if it's private business, that's when you talk to people. It's like, yo, I don't know what y'all got going on. Y'all need to be more careful. I'd be a stern fucking warning. Very stern. Like, yo, you costing me money. This comes up. Guess who getting fired? Fuck your severance package. Fuck all that shit. Report who the fuck you want to report to. Whatever union or fuck your ass is gone. Your ass is done. So, I mean, it's two things can't be true. You can be a great business person but got some fucked up ways. We see this shit with the government. We see this shit with businesses. It's a bunch of fucked up shit that people do. We don't talk about the Epstein files and all these other politicians that's involved with that shit. You don't. All right, I'm gonna take it back to basic training. Shout out to the vets. My MTI, female MTI, used to say, "Don't embarrass me. Don't fucking embarrass me." That's the key. It's like, hey, don't get caught, because when you get caught, your ass is fired. You're on fire, you get caught. So I mean, like, this is like one of those situations. Like, yeah, it's hypocritical. Yeah, it's hypocritical, but it's like, if it ain't hurting me, man, and you ain't costing me money, I don't give a fuck what you do in your personal life, man. Until it does. Like, if it comes out, guess what? Your ass is going. Like, you understand because you know what the fuck you was doing. You're very conscious of what the fuck you was doing. So it's like, you're not costing me money. I'm like, hey, it's a problem that tears because you costing me money now. Now I gotta fire you. But that's like, hey, people do tons of fucked up shit in their life. So it's like I can compartmentalize. When it comes to business, There's a bunch of fucked up people that I'd never fuck with personally. But business-wise, I'm like, handshake, hey Bob, let's go to lunch so we can do this business deal. When I go out to my car, bitch, you better not call me, because you a fucking piece of shit. And I hate you. You and Sheila. I hate both y'all motherfuckers. When I go out to my car, don't fucking call me outside of this business shit. I'm not going to your house to eat dinner. I'm not doing none of that shit. We are making money together. You ain't costing me money. Whatever you got going on, don't involve me. Don't put my name in shit. That motherfucker don't own me. That motherfucker ain't got shit to do with me. Fuck what you got going on. Don't let. But if I find out, your ass is done. This shit is overreach. And if we really started looking at people's personal lives and where you line politically and morally and all this other bullshit, like, yeah, I agree. Like, when it comes to, like, my friends and my family and people I associate with, yes, I look at you, I'm going to be like, yo, man, this is effed up. This is messed up. When it comes to business, it's like, man, I got to compartmentalize this shit. Because if I would never make money. If I looked at shit morally where it's like, oh, I can't do this. Man, I invested fucking Lockheed Martin. All these defense contractors dropping bombs on kids and other fucking foreign countries for the last fucking 50, 60 years have been dropping bombs on people. Fucking napalm, 3M, and fucking napalm, and Agent Orange, and all this other shit that's been fucking people up for the last fucking 120 fucking years. Every fucking war. If I was on some moral shit about money, it's fucked up to say, I'd never make a fucking dollar again, because I'd be like, you're fucked up, this company's fucked up, you're feeding us bullshit. I got so many industries I can look at. If this shit if it ain't out there, and I find out about it, guess what? Compartmentalize, we better cover it. Bullshit. Don't let me find out about it. I'm gonna have to start talking to you. That's it. So it's like, hey, it's fucked up to say. If it ain't costing me money, I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna let you know, but I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, man. I guess I do have tears because it shouldn't be their business, your employee's business. But I do see where she's coming from the simple fact of sometimes personal flaws you have can affect how you work and things you do in your life. But overall, though, man, I do feel like people are gonna do what they're gonna do. If they doing their jobs pretty well, and they just happen to be cheating on their spouses, it is what it is. But MGH says this all the time. You know, you're more likely to find your spouse at your job because you just spend so much time with your coworkers that it's natural for, you know, bonds to happen and things to, you know, cross to those lines. So yeah, I do have tears. You know, talking about minding your own business though. So there was a side chick who was out and about, and she saw her dude, the dude that she's the side chick of, wife, out and about with another man. So she decided to record that shit and send it to the dude that she's messing with and say, look, your wife out here cheating on you. C's, what's your thoughts on this? I mean, my bad. Rose, what's your thoughts on this?
Yeah, you got messed up because you always keep doing that. I don't know why you keep doing that all the time. Stop doing that. Switch it up sometimes. But I think she did a good thing. It kind of messed up her situation too, maybe because she FaceTimed the dude and was like, oh, look at your wife. And she's like, so the wife is like, who are you? So everybody got busted. She was trying to take the top spot. That's basically what she was trying to do. She's like, this is my chance. This is my chance. He'd been playing me to the side for the longest. This is my chance. This is my chance. And now I'm here. And I'm over here to take over. And that's what you try to do, man. But I ain't got no tears because everybody was wrong in this situation.
Yeah, I got tears of laughter, man, because to your point, you only do this if you trying to take that top spot. Outside of that, if this nigga breaking you off money or if he just giving you good dick, you supposed to see that shit. Be like, damn, this nigga just don't know. You supposed to just keep it moving. And maybe you might tell the dude when you see him, like, yeah, man, I was out and about and I saw your wife with a woman or whatever. And then he might say, oh, that was her brother or whatever. Or he might be shocked or whatever. But yeah, I mean, there really was no need to say anything unless your main purpose was, oh, this is my chance for them to get divorced and for me to now be that main chick. Because he's been telling me for 3 years, that he gonna leave his wife and me. So now it's like you need to leave your wife and me. But to be honest, man, shit, nigga might already knew his wife was cheating. So shit, hey man, stay out of people's marriages.
Hey, tis, man, tears, man. It's literally like tit for tat. Like you trying to blow the spot up. You supposed what happened to back in the day where you just played your role? It's like if you've seen it, it just that's when you just go. That's your play. You could have literally manipulated this nigga, be like, yeah, you know I caught your wife cheating, and she ain't shit. You supposed to be in his ear and manipulate the shit. The situation, play the situation to your area. You can just be like, yeah, he ain't shit. You ain't wrong because she out here doing the same fucking thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, why not play it to like, hey, she out here doing the same shit, so you ain't wrong. You know what I mean? But you basically you messed your own check up, your own pay, your own situation. You blew the spot up. You got everybody fucking fired, and it's like, hey, it goes back to where, man, don't shit where you eat, bro. Y'all all mess up your own fucking check. That's where y'all fucked up. I got tears because you're a dumbass. Y'all all dumbasses, and then you supposed to keep shit separate, and you know. If you know, you don't know. What you don't know won't hurt you until it does, and it hurts you. Hey, lady, you ain't play your role. You fucked up. Got everybody fired. Now everybody mad. So when he drop your ass, you're lonely. You can't blame nobody but yourself. You played, like as the phrase goes, you played yourself. What's wrong with? I don't know. What's wrong with it?
What's wrong with these hoes, y'all? So
what's wrong with them?
So there was this woman who is suing her ex because her ex broke up with her. I think it was in a 10 to 11-year relationship. And so she's now like, I think between 34 and 36 years old. And her ex was like, you know what? I just don't know when I'm going to want to have kids. I don't know if that's in the cards for me. So I'm just not going to be with you no more. So she decided to sue that man. Her reason was he strung her along and took the best of her childbearing years. So now she's suing him for that. C's and Rose, what's wrong with these hoes?
As the catchphrase goes, what? Do I want to know, like, give me a vote. Do y'all like me when I do this antic shit? Because I like the way it sounds. This is coming catchphrase. What's wrong with them? Marty shot to Marty Marr, man, Martin Lawrence, but what is wrong with you? It's really a point to where it's like, okay, this is the type of shit you just gotta take to the chin. You realize you're in your late 30s, almost 40. You realize that you wasted time with a person. You can tell within the first year, 2, 3, 5 years, you know how far somebody's going with you. Because if they was gonna do it, they would have did it already. How's that phrase go? You knew what they was gonna do a long time ago. If they was gonna do it, they would have did it. He would have gave you a ring. He would have gave you a baby. He would have did it. Like like women. From what I hear, I've heard women say this. They know what a man's about from jump. They know where they're gonna mess with a man, stay with a man. Like they gonna let a dude get away with paraphrasing murder and still stay. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all chose this. And this goes for both genders. Men that stay with women, women who stay with men. If you know the relationship was going nowhere, you already know. So it's like your case is gonna get thrown off. If I was a judge, I'd be like, lady, why are you wasting my time? Taxpayers' money. You're wasting court fees and all this little lawyer fee. I hope you don't get a damn dime. I hope you don't get a goddamn dime from this shit.
I think she probably is going to get something though, because they just had a court case with 2 TikTokers who was online, in court because she sued the other. They were cousins. She stole the cousin's husband, and she sued him. She sued the other cousin because she stole her husband, and the other cousin got held liable for like $1.5 million or something like that. So she won her case. So it's a chance that she can win her case because he strung her along, but it's a chance, but she will have to have some real good proof to show, like, hey, he said this, he did this, or we made plans for this. We got this on paper. It's gonna have to be some paperwork involved. Otherwise, it's just her saying, "Oh, he just wasted my time, and we was dating for a long time." No, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? It's gonna take a little bit more than that.
It's like anybody who feel like you wasted time in a relationship. That's just that's a lesson. That's a lesson. You don't deserve anything monetarily. It's literally you take it on the chin, man, like everybody else does. It's a lesson. Like, yeah, I wasted this many years. It's like people are having babies well into their mid 40s, and so it's like, hey,
Yeah, basement babies.
you damn. But geriatric, pregnancies being 35 and older, like you're still able, like, shorty. I'm glad you ain't stay with the nigga till you were like 45 and been like, this nigga ain't shit. And you just realize it too late. So I mean, like, anybody, all right, shout out to anybody who tells people it's like, hey, you early in a relationship, you know where the shit's going. Make those decisions. Like, start manifesting, start praying and asking for what you want in a relationship and from people. It's like, hey, start being strict. Like, for real, start being strict. If you don't want to marry me, we don't need to date. We don't need to mess with each other. Like, the soul ties, relationship stringing along, fuck all that shit. Stop being horny. Start making the actual decision and being like, yo, this is what I want in a relationship. This is what I want out of people in friendships and relationships. This is what I want. This is what I require. If you don't like it, the program, switch to another program, because this program ain't for you. It's not for you. You take a lesson that you learned and be better in your next relationship. So, shorty, I hope you don't get a dime. All the women who are stringing along relationships with people that ain't shit, and men, anybody who's in relationships that ain't going nowhere, you know it ain't going nowhere. The signs are there early. So stop doing this. And I ask you, not what's wrong with these hoes. What is wrong with you? What, like, psychologically, emotionally, what the hell is wrong with you where you feel like you should stay in this effed up situation?
Yeah, man. Shout out to the hoes, man. I can't speak for no one else at the table. And I'm Nick Saban in this bitch, man. I run a strict program. like, hey, son shit not gonna be tolerated, and son shit, hey, you gotta go, man. As far as this goes right here with this hoe, it just reminds me of that movie that I talked about before, Love Stinks, where that bitch sued that man for not marrying her, and she felt like it was a promise to be, get married. Hey, man, you dated a man for 10, 11 years, that happens, man. We all been in long-term relationships that, we decided to move on somewhere else. Unless you was young and you just made a woman in your early 20s, that happens too. But sometimes, if you don't get married till you 35 or 40, we've all been in relationships that was 5+ years, and we ended the relationship. Either we ended it or they ended it. And we was like, damn, that's 5-7 years wasted or whatever. I try to look at it like this, man, those are just lessons. So now you know what you do want in a man. Now you know what you don't want. So take the positives from this relationship, take the negatives from the relationship, and apply it to whatever man comes next. But, as far as your childbearing years, I mean, you only 34, 36. You still got at least a couple more years to pop up a couple of kids or whatever, But that's some shit that I feel like, and I just feel like this in dating. I feel like when you dating someone, if you are very certain about what you want, then you need to make that very clear with who you're dating, and you need to make it be clear, like, yo, these are my goals. Like, if your goal is that you want to be a mother, if your goal is you want to be a father, then you need to be talking to somebody who goes along with that. It's the same thing, like I feel about religious things. If you're Christian, then you need to be talking to somebody that, hey, are you Christian too? Do you go to church? Like, is that important to you? Like, the things that you find important, you need to be dating somebody that find those things important, at least those core values. Because if you go into a situation with a hope and a prayer, man, you're destined to fail. And unfortunately for a lot of women out here, that's how y'all enter relationships. A lot of times Ladies, when y'all wonder why a man hasn't married you, and you be like, well, I'm not finna do this because we're not married yet. I'm gonna be honest, for a lot of men, that's what it be. It be the fact of a man is not finna marry you hoping that you're gonna start cooking every day, hoping that you're gonna stop going to the club all the time, hoping that you're gonna give him sex on a regular basis. You kind of have to already show him, yo, I have these qualities in me. Yo, I'm willing to do this. And then that's gonna make him more comfortable. Because I've been in a situation in my life where I've dated women and it was like, yo, bro, I don't like we've been together for a minute, but you just still not, it's still not clicking. You still not clocking it. You still not clocking it that I need you to do X, Y, and Z. And you keep on telling me you're not gonna do X, Y, and Z until I put a ring on it. But I'm not gonna put a ring on it hoping that you're gonna decide to do X, Y, and Z. No, I need to know that you are capable of doing X, Y, and Z consistently before I feel like that. And I feel like that's sometimes the issues women have compared to men. Whereas men, it's like, yo, we need to see it first. Whereas women, it's like, well, I like him, this and that. He has potential. I think he can, do this. I think he'll stop beating me. I think he'll stop cheating. I think he'll get a job. I think he'll do this. Man, hey, man, shit in one hand and wish in the other and see which one fill up first. And that's the problem with you, a lot of you hoes. And unfortunately, old girl, man, you waited a little too long. You wasted 10, 11 years of your life with a nigga who, and I'm going to be real, I doubt this nigga, I'm pretty sure this nigga probably been consistent about whether he want to have kids or not. And you probably just felt like you could change his mind, bro. And that's something that you don't need to do. The moment he told you, hey, I don't know if I want to have kids, you probably should have reevaluated the relationship then. Instead of just deciding I'm just going to continue to, just ride this wave or whatever and hoping that he's going to love me so much that he's going to change just for me. Man, now people can't change for other people. People got to change for themselves.
Yeah, y'all hoes don't get paid for thinking, so y'all need to stop thinking.
Or think right.
No, y'all hoes don't get paid for thinking, so stop thinking.
Hey,
just
man,
do.
And the words of Capone from goddamn Dark Knight. What makes you think that I brought you here to talk? The final topic of the night, man. So Cam Newton, man, he got his little podcast, and he had Jason Wilson on there, religious expert. I want to say he's a pastor too. And it was a good pod. I don't know if everyone at the table listened to the pod. I listened to the pod. It was a great episode, But near the end of the pod, Cam has his little thing where he looks at the camera with his guests and says "One Love," and they make their love hand a certain way, and they point at the camera and they say, "One Love." And Jason Wilson was like, I don't want to do that because that's a satanic symbol. So Cam Newton got frustrated and said, nah, man, it means one love, man. Just Google it. He says, yes, you can Google it, and it means a satanic symbol. So, for the listeners today, the question is, like, when does, a symbol become bigger than what it is? Because there's a lot of words, there's a lot of symbols that mean multiple things. The peace sign in America means peace, but there's some countries the peace sign means fuck you. Australia. So when does it become like, hey, just because I know what this symbol means, I need to act accordingly because you don't know what it means. So when I tell you, hey, man, that means fuck you, don't do it. Does that mean that you can't do it? And I was looking up other symbols that are very popular. The heart symbol is a very popular one. That can mean love, or it can mean a medical condition. You have a dove, which can mean peace, but it can also mean divinity. You have a raven, which a lot of times can mean bad omens is coming, or in some cultures, it just means wisdom. You have a butterfly that can mean rebirth, or it can mean, resurrection of your soul. And then you have, yin and yang, which can mean, the balance between stuff, or it could just mean, darkness and light. Man, what do you think about symbols that have multiple meanings and words that might have multiple meanings?
All right, so I'm gonna go through a couple signs that resonate with a lot of people, and they're symbols you see every day. All right, so the peace sign. I remember back in the day, Bush went to somewhere where he did the peace sign, and like I want to say like a country like Australia, the peace sign is actually the middle. Our middle finger is their peace sign. So, correct me if I'm wrong, but I know in Australia the peace sign is literally like the middle finger for us. So it's like a lot of different cultures mean a lot of different things to a lot of people. So that's one prime example that you see every day. I throw up the peace sign. I do it all the time. It's what it represents in America. That's one of our throughout history. From the 50s, 60s on. We've been throwing two fingers. Shit, VA, two up, two down, VA. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of symbols. Whether it's gang signs. Other things and just symbols represent a lot of different things. And, watching that video is like, I stand with Jason Williams exactly what he was saying, but it's like, when does it come to a point to where the conversation is the conversation? It's like, all right, I'm not doing it, brother, and we'll talk about it off air. Because I understand Cam's frustration, but I also say stand on business with Jason Williams, so I respect both of them. But for that simple take, I'll be like, hey, dude, you ain't got to do it. Let's end the fucking pod and then have the discussion afterwards. And it's like kind of one of them catch-22s, man. It's like stand for what you believe in, but at the same time, it's like this ain't that. This ain't what I believe it is. When it's my belief, it's just like anybody who says the Confederate flag, oh, it represents Southern heritage. Y'all don't even use the actual flag with the white, the small cross X Confederate flag with the white flag. That's the real Confederate flag, if you didn't know, especially in a place like Georgia. You drive through South Carolina or used to be off of Brown Road in Hesaba, Confederate Sons of America, in different states, and Tifton going down I-75, Tifton, Georgia, and all them other country-ass towns in the South, where you see Confederate flags being flown. What does it represent for you? Does it represent the fall of the great republic, or slavery will rise, the South will rise again, all that bullshit?
You know what it could mean? That you're a Dukes and Hazzard fan. I
mean, that too. A lot of people bring up like, hey, they literally, like, a lot of black people love the Dukes of Hazzard. It was the car and everything surrounding it. Okay, then here's another one. The swastika. The Nazis perverted, I say again, capital words, perverted the sign. That is an ancient symbol in Eastern religions and cultures. Whether it's India, Middle Eastern cultures, the swastika represented peace until the Nazis took it as their symbol and said, hey.
And distorted it.
And then even in America, it's like, why?
So what about the Hitler mustache?
Oh, them niggas know what the fuck it represents. If you walk around,
that's just the police mustache.
And that's
or even the Marine mustache. Yeah, military and police.
No.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna let you do that. It's niggas Veterans Day. I'm not gonna let you do that. Come on, cuz. Chill.
They got that mustache.
Chill. Cause all right,
and nothing else.
The military mustache. You talking about so the black version is the Jordan mustache. Because Jordan used to rock that shit.
That's a mustache.
Hitler cut his shit very small in the middle. Our shit was extended to the end of your lips. So I'm not gonna let you do that shit to me or anybody else.
But that's the point though. Like, but when does certain haircuts and styles become dangerous?
Back to the main topic though.
We still on the topic.
All right, but back to what I was saying. Fair? Am I fair? Back to what I was saying.
What was you saying, C's?
It was that sign in ancient religions, especially Indian religions, represented. You'll see like signs, you'll be like, damn, they Nazis? Like, no, they had that 2,000 years ago, and the Nazis took it and misrepresented it. And y'all white folks, that's MAGAs and all these other, y'all combine your Southern Confederate shit and mix it with neo-Nazis and shit, and y'all perverted the sign. So it's just like the hook 'em horns. You'll see people that went to Texas, University of Texas and Austin. Texas, the big Texas, the hook 'em horns.
Yeah.
People look at that sign like throwing up, it's like, man, that's the devil sign. It's come to represent that, but it also represents, hook 'em horns. It's literally two fingers. It's like, hey, these are bull horns. And then
So C's, you keep naming all this stuff and going back and forth. So tell me what do you
Me
really
personally,
feel about it, and tell not just keep comparing different symbols.
I'm saying, okay, I go back to my same statement. It's like when can my beliefs be my beliefs? It's like if I don't want to partake, I'll tell you. Be like, hey, bro, this ain't my spiel. You can do whatever you want to do. Just don't relate me to it. Don't associate with it. Your belief. I'm the type of person. Your beliefs are your beliefs. I'm not gonna call it out until you impede on my shit. I don't force nothing on nobody, and I don't want anybody to force anything on me. So it's like, hey, we got it. This is what it means to me. I'll tell you. Fuck it. I'll tell you in your face.
So if you would have been the pastor and Cam would have said, do this sign.
I'd be like, I ain't doing it.
And that's it.
Point blank. I would have left it at that.
And you would have been like the pastor, but you can do it though.
Yeah, I'm like, you can do it. You can do whatever you want to do. Like,
so how do you feel about Cam having an argument with him about saying, man, you just doing too much?
And this is where Cam came in wrong. Cam was been like, all right, I'm gonna do the sign, I'm gonna end the show, and we'll talk off air. All that whole like Kevin, you see Cam getting aggravated, like, shut the fuck. You talk too damn much. That's
so basically your point is, hey man, I have my beliefs, you have your beliefs. You shouldn't get aggravated because I believe this, because I'm not gonna get aggravated because you believe that.
Yeah, I would have left it at that. So it's like all these signs, like people represent things. Just like, okay, another one prime example, like Baal, Baal. You see that in the Bible. It's little, or Baphomet. You'll see the little goat head, and then you'll take like people who have alternative religions, Wiccan, and all this other stuff, Satanism, and they say, oh, it represents duality, the feminine and the masculine, and it represents this and that. It's like Christians would be like, nah, that represents the devil, Lucifer, Satan. Hey, do whatever you want to do, throw out whatever you throw. When it comes to me, I'm gonna tell you, this don't represent me. But it's like pushing your agenda or pushing your ideology. Just like let it be known. Like state your truth. Hey, I don't represent that. This don't mean this today. It's just like the Confederate flag. I don't support that shit. Swastika, I don't support it because y'all took it and perverted it and made it a negative sign.
I just feel like for me, it just depends on how widely known the symbol is. So like for me, if I walk in a friend's house and they have the Confederate flag hanging or a swastika hanging, they can give me whatever reason and they believe. I just can't sit in your living room, dog, because I can't look at that shit the whole time. Just like it's going to be me as a Christian, if there's certain demonic symbols I see and you just be like, oh no, that's just a Pokemon. Bro, I go to church every day. My spirit, because I know what it means, and it's more widely known. Like I want to make this clear. Symbols that are like widely known, then I'll be more like, what? Nah, I can't do that. Now, if there's some stuff where like, because I'm studying my faith and I dive deep into my faith, or because I'm just very cultured and I study culture very deeply, and I'm like, well, you do know that some Jewish people think that's racist, or you do know in Christianity that's considered like demonic or whatever. Like, for example, people celebrate Easter, and we can do a deep dive into pagan holidays. I don't begrudge people to celebrate Easter. Hell, I celebrate Halloween because I just treat it for what it is on the surface, which is I'm passing out candy to kids as they dress up and have fun. But there are some people that are very, very deep that be like, nah, man, there's more to this. This is a demonic ritual that's being, done or whatever. And I have no problem with that. That's how you feel. But for me personally, it's like, yo, this is surface level stuff. I look at like, how widely known is it, man? Because, when I look at like just two examples from my personal life, I told y'all when we did the read a book shit, I read the Harry Potter series. And, the Deathly Hallows is literally a symbol that's in the children's book in the Harry Potter symbols. It's a triangle with a line in the middle with a circle around it. And it's just basically supposed to just represent, a wand, an invisible cloak, and a resurrection stone in the series. And it's just for children's. That's the series. It's a children's book. But an evil wizard took that symbol and basically became Hitler, and that shit became like the swastika. So a lot of present day wizards in the novel look at that symbol and be like, that's evil. Like that's That's some simple ass shit. And then in my own personal life, I'm a wrestling fan. And for those who know Matt Hardy, he was going through a stage where when the internet first kind of broke, if you was watching wrestling at the time, he would come out and his entrance would look like he was on like a YouTube shit or whatever. And he used to throw up a symbol where he would throw up a V with one hand, and then he would have his thumb and the other finger like this, connected, and then you would have the pinky just sticking out. And that meant version 1 because he was going through shit like this is the version 1 Matt Hardy. Man, I remember being in class one day and I used to throw that shit up, with my other homeboy who watched wrestling. And I remember I had a black teacher from Chicago. She started snapping at us saying that's a gang symbol in Chicago. And we got detention for that shit because we did that all the time. And we like, yo, this is a wrestling shit. We even tried to go on YouTube and show this. She's like, nah, I know what that is. That's a gang symbol. Y'all throwing up gang signs in my class. Y'all can't do that. So, like, there's plenty of times where just because you're from somewhere and I'm from somewhere, we look at symbols differently. All of us are from the South. We from AUG 706 CSR every day. Man, let me tell you, man. You go to the West Coast, it's certain things you can't wear, it's certain things you can't do, it's certain things you can't say. Rose has been in New York plenty of time because he got family there. He probably has to, he probably knows that, yo, in New York, you be in New York, they look at certain things differently. So at some point in time, I kind of agree with you, C's. I don't really want you to impede on me, and I don't want to impede on you. Now, I'm all for education. I'm all for you saying, hey, when y'all said, hey, a lot of people, especially younger people, they don't like the term dreads. And this is the reason why they don't like the term dreads. Now, don't criticize me. Don't ridicule me. Don't belittle me. Because there's plenty of people my age and older that still use that term. But educate me and tell me this is the reason why the younger people don't like that term. They prefer the term locks, So you might want to try to see if you can use this term more. Like that, I think that's where we should kind of go with that is if these are not universal terms, if these are not universal symbols that's just widely known by everyone, let's try to educate people and give them the ability to then make choices for themselves because there's only a handful of terms like the word nigger, like a swastika and a Confederate flag that universally mean pain, Like not all of this stuff is widely known to everyone and is viewed that way because when the pastor Jason Wilson was saying that sign by Cam, I'm gonna keep it real. I didn't know that. It wasn't until Cam explained his episode. I didn't know that meant love. But on the flip side, I didn't know that was some satanic shit either. So like if I would have saw Cam doing it, I'd be like, cool, whatever. If I would have saw the pastor saying don't do that, I'd have been like, oh, okay, cool. So it wasn't until like both of them explained what it meant. I didn't know what it meant. Like, so let's not make it seem like everyone understands what every word means, every symbol means. Let's try to have grace. Let's try to have love. Let's try to allow people to grow. And that's the biggest thing is where's the room for growth in this conversation for people to be educated and mature and realize, okay, cool. I used to say this word. I used to say the F word that rhymes with mag when I was younger. Guess what? Because I thought it was funny when I was a teenager. As I've grown and matured, I realized that's a very hurtful word to a particular community. And I realized that's something I should not say. So let's try to have that kind of mindset for me personally.
Yeah. And also I feel you on that one because it's a very hurtful word for some people. But then some people need to grow up too and not be hurt by words too. But you can't say that to everybody. So it's like some people are like, oh, you can't say this or you can't say that. No, people can say what they want to say.
And do what they want to do.
And do what they want to do. And you have the option to either be around them, leave, or do something about it. So you got 3 options. You can leave. What do you say? You can fight, you can flight, or you can stay.
Yep.
So you got 3 options to do. So whatever option you choose to do, stand on it. And believe in that and just do what you gotta do. But also like you said, like the symbol what Cam was doing, like I don't know too much about too many symbols. I I don't know too many stuff about a lot of gang signs. I don't know too much about a lot of the acronyms or the text, the short frames.
Yeah. I be having to Google that shit sometimes. When niggas send me like 3 letters, I be Google urban meaning.
What the hell does that mean?
Yeah,
Urban
so
dictionary.
so I don't even know too much about that. So it's like it's so much new stuff in the world, like, and people just make stuff off on a daily. Like nobody's supposed to, everybody's supposed to know what this is supposed to mean.
Yeah, I didn't know what YN meant till like earlier this year. I was like, oh, that means young nigga.
Yeah, how am I supposed to know what all this stuff's supposed to mean? Like, and people just using all kind of stuff. But I'm like, I don't know this stuff. And like, if you don't tell me what it means and you're using it around me, and I feel some type of way, and it's like, oh, it didn't even mean that way. But like, oh, okay, maybe I shouldn't have felt that way. No, you can feel the way you want to feel because you didn't know.
And then people create new words. Like I remember when they just used to be dykes. Now you got to call them studs because there's some studs I talked to. Apparently, dyke is offensive. Yes.
What about bulldogger?
That's really offensive.
Really?
Yes. The older generation use that term.
But ain't the goal? Wasn't that the goal? You want to look like a man?
What about butch?
That's what I'm saying. This a new generation of studs where they don't necessarily view themselves like that.
And then this kind of goes into the shit where it's like, okay, femme, you're a femdom. So like,
we ain't getting on.
You want to be a female?
We're not getting into the alphabets right now.
It's like
we're not teaching English.
ACs, man, we don't even know what a man and a woman is anymore. Man.
We're not teaching English right now. We don't. This ain't a spelling bee.
All right, but back to like the gang sign shit. So like, okay, y'all know the Star of David, right? The 5-point star.
Man, we ain't talking about all. Like I just said, some of that stuff. People don't know what all that stuff means.
That's what I'm saying. It's so much.
You had your turn. Let me speak.
So much shit, man.
And I'm all throwed off now. Everybody talk 20 minutes, and I can't even talk 2.
You know where you was at, man.
No, I don't.
Go ahead, bro.
Are you still lost?
Yes.
Rose? Hey, so what was you saying about the star seeds?
No, I don't want to talk about no star. He done talked enough. I'm just gonna ramble now.
Then ramble.
So
that is your right.
So when I was 5, I remember I was in high school. There was this white girl in my class, and we went on the doggone on the playground, and she wanted to go down the slide, and I didn't want to go down the slide, but since she wanted to go down the slide, I went down the slide with her, and then when we got to the slide, she kissed me. And I was like, oh, snap. I like white girls now. I don't like black girls. Black girls are mean. Or black girls are... You see what I'm talking about?
What we doing?
We're doing what we always do.
What we doing? Hey, C's, what was you saying about the star?
I don't want to talk about no star.
Well, hey, C's, I think the viewers might want to hear. Go on, see what you were about to say about the star.
Star Day 5.
So check it. So like I said, we ain't talking about no star. You interrupted me.
Finish your story, bro. Finish your story.
The story is finished, but I'm just trying to get back to where I was at before I was interrupted.
Then let him talk about the star so you can get there.
No, I don't want to talk about the star.
Yeah, you ain't got to talk about it. You just got to sit here and listen.
We're not gonna sit there and listen.
I want to get to where you were going, bro.
Yeah, so we're not gonna talk about the star Verteezy.
Nah, C's, go on and say what you got to say about the star.
Nah, I want to know.
I'm interested to see how the star David got a relation to this conversation.
Go ahead, C's.
Basically, Star David, 5-point star. You've seen people wear it, especially Christians. A lot of black people wear it. The Star of David is associated with GDs, Chicago gangs, GDs. They took that symbol, made their little signs, and it means different things to different people around the world, whether it's Ethiopia, America, Israel. You see people wear it.
So it could be a religious symbol or it could be a gang sign. Okay, cool.
That was my main point.
Yeah, the same stuff we've been talking about the whole time.
It was just another.
I didn't know that though.
It was literally just an example.
That's what I'm saying. I'm tired of these examples. I just want to hear y'all talk about what's really going on, about how y'all really feel about the situation. I think we have enough examples of different things. It's about more of.
I mean, I told you, man. I feel like there should be room for growth and education, like how you just kind of educated me on the David Star, because I knew about the 5-point GDs because of the fact I deal with that kind of people. Mm-hmm. But as far as like the Jewish community, I'm Christian, so like now it's like if I see someone wearing that, I have to kind of now be like,
I know Christians that wear it.
It could be just religious.
They wear it around. I know black Christians that wear it around in it.
But I do feel like it is important for us to be educated on this stuff for us to be willing to learn, because a lot of times, we'll watch movies and stuff and TV shows and we don't even know what we're watching. Now, I will say this to kind of add to this conversation. You sent a video about Larry Johnson, decent running back for the Chiefs back in the day. You sent it to the group chat with me, D. Will, and MGH, unfortunately not Rose. But, you remember Larry Johnson, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so lately he's been on a tirade about how the NFL is part of the Illuminati. He's been breaking down the movie Him compared to some of the symbolism we see in the NFL and the movie. But as you laugh and see, it's so funny because like that happens so much. What are y'all thoughts on the hidden symbols that sometimes you'll see people breaking down like, oh man, they're trying to brainwash you and they're trying to get you to join this. All these
like the Rock messages. And the Illuminati and all that kind of thing. It's like it's like you say, it's more of like a ritual and a brainwashing thing.
Exactly.
So it's like it's in the background, but when you're watching it, you don't notice it, but your inner mind is focused on
and
it.
The only
that's
people who do notice are the people who, I guess, the third eye open.
Yeah, so all that kind of stuff is.
Why you laughing, C's?
All that stuff is what it is.
This is facts.
That's what people believe in. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it happens every day, but also it's like it's the same thing with what they say about woke people or with that they said this. Oh, I can't believe you still follow them because they said this. People say, oh, you too woke or you not woke enough, and it's like. It's all the same thing. It's like, but you can't get mad at somebody that doesn't know.
Yeah, there's somebody that's ignorant.
Yeah, but in the words of the law, you say ignorance is not.
Ignorance is bliss.
It's not something that you can't. Just because you're ignorant of the fact doesn't mean that you ain't guilty of the crime.
Exactly.
So when people are doing certain things and they get caught up in certain things. You can't just say, "Oh, I didn't know." You can say that, but then, I take it back. You can say, "Oh, I didn't know," but you can't blame nobody else for putting you on the torch or putting you on the plate because you did something that you thought you didn't know.
Yeah.
So when you go in certain places, you need to figure out like what it is to do's and the not to do's, and certain things, and it's messed up. But that's just how life is, you know what I'm saying? You don't want
to get caught up. And also, this stuff, studies have shown some of this stuff affects your brain. Like, I remember watching a video about why do so many fast food places have the color red in commercials? Because apparently red is a trigger for humans to want to eat. So, like, a lot of these symbols, like what Rose was saying, they're hidden symbols. So you're not registering it, but guess what? Your brain is registering it subconsciously. And you don't know if you're being like hypnotized by these symbols. Now I know you was laughing, C. So what's your thoughts on the hidden symbols?
I was laughing at the fact that she said third eye. I guess a whole nother discussion, a whole nother bag to crack open. Maybe one day we'll have that conversation. It'll come. I'll literally be on this.
Is your third eye open?
I'm not going there. It's a lot of symbolism they do put in Hollywood. You've seen them random videos where it's like, man, this sounds like BS.
What about music videos?
But it's been the same thing. It's just like, okay, the checkerboard represents Freemasonry. Illuminati, Freemasonry represents. Some people will tell you, I'm a Freemason.
What was the music video with Kendrick Peekaboo?
Peekaboo, and then
when they dancing and all.
Remember,
it was so much symbolism in that one. Or what about Sinners? The scene in Sinners where they dancing and how much symbolism was just in that one scene?
There's that, and then there's Jay-Z's On to the Next. Remember that checkerboard? On to the next, on. Everybody was like, yeah, Jay-Z done sold out. He's so far gone. On to the next, on. And then there was like
when does a checkerboard or a chessboard become just a chess or checkerboard to something deeper?
And it's like, okay, you don't know until you know. It's just like the monster can. There was growing up as a Christian. A lot of times people used to be like, don't buy Monster. I used to be heavy, especially when I joined the military. Everybody used to drink Red Bull and Rippets. And Rippets was real big in like the early 2000s, people deployed. For me, when I joined the military, that's when I really started drinking Monsters. I had them dabble with them in college, but I really started drinking Monsters when I was in the military. So when I first joined, 2016, I was drinking Monsters, every flavor, especially that tropical shit. That was my favorite one. But the white Monster, zero sugar, that was my shit. But you know, they said that the scratch represents a monster. It's demonic. There's 3 6s on it. There's all these different symbols in Hollywood, and Hollywood's trying to push an agenda. Whether you now we're at the point to where you see something gay or LGBTQ plus related adjacent, it don't even phase you. Like the show, like Shameless. There's so much stuff going on in that show. It don't phase me, man. Ian's character, like that didn't phase me, man. Like I'm like, okay, there's some weird shit, but skip next scene, skip or oh, Ian's on some weird stuff again. Here we go. So I mean, it's at what point do you pay attention to the deeper symbolism and say, hey, just like anybody who's strong in their faith is like, I'm not watching this, I'm not listening to this type of music.
I mean, like if you got a kid and you know they're watching a Skittles commercial and it says "Taste the Rainbow,"
It's like,
are you comfortable with that, knowing what the rainbow means today?
It's just like Adventure Time. There was a lot of stuff that slid, like Marceline. Marceline was a lesbian. The vampire, she was a lesbian, man. They even said maybe Princess Peach or whatever not Princess Peach, but Bubblegum Princess. Princess Bubblegum Princess. They was like, she was in a relationship with Marceline the whole time. Like they was lesbians. So it's symbolisms that they put in you. It's like you're ignorant till you know. It's like you don't know. They are trying to push the agenda in Hollywood. Hollywood's run by a certain group of people.
And I think that's the point of the conversation is like, when does this become like innocent to they are trying to wire your brain to think a certain way? Kind of like when you see some of these movies where they got someone strapped to a chair and they got all these images that's going like 100 miles an hour.
Everything.
Like when does that become a factor?
Just like The Simpsons, there's like their program. They're telling you what they're gonna do before. If you're into conspiracy theories, they're telling you what they're gonna do before they do it. Whether there's a theory where transhumanism, the zygotes. I remember when I was in my last senior year of high school, the zygotes. They're basically trying to make humans be androids. Transhumanism, where it's like, hey, different theories, but I mean, it's like they are brainwashing you, and there's symbols. If you're ignorant to it, you don't know what you don't know. You don't know what you don't know. But when you do learn, you got to make the conscious choice of, hey, I'm gonna allow it. I'm gonna pay attention to it. And it's like, hey, I know what it is.
Or I'm gonna disallow it.
Or I'm gonna disallow it. It's either stop following it, treat it at surface level. It is what it is. I don't like it. I'm still gonna watch the show, but this show's not gonna affect my beliefs. And I think that's what we all agree. We're like, yo, I know about it now. I'm not supporting that shit. Whatever. I watched the movie. It was a great movie. The symbolism was bullshit. Just like if we watch Sinners, we're all like, Sinners was a great fucking movie. There might be a lot of shit, hoodoo, voodoo, vondu, whatever you want to call it. We don't like it. Or you don't support it. You don't believe in it. I'm looking at the movie as a movie. And that's the choice you got to make. With everything else, it's like either don't watch it. If you do watch it, know what's being said, what's being pushed. And that's at the end of the day, it's like you either know about it, you pay attention to it, and you're like, no, it ain't for me. Or if you know about it, and it's like, I'm going to choose to ignore it. My beliefs and what I know are my shit. And that's where we all going to agree. That's it.
And the beautiful thing about our pod, man, if you listen to No More Black Tears, we got 2 symbols that you'll see across our pod, man. The first one, you see a bottle of Douce and Remy XO, which are real bottles that we actually bought and we took a picture with, and a glass full of ice. That's homies having a drink and having a conversation. And another picture, another symbol you'll see, which is on a lot of our gear, which, hey, if y'all want it, please, DM us and let us know. It's just a fist that's coming from roots, just showing our ancestry as Black people, man. So, we don't try to have too many Hindu symbols on our pod. What's your final thoughts?
Shit, man. There's a lot of shit that went on this week. Veterans Day was just let y'all know Veterans Day is for anybody who served, whether it was a day, 20, 30 years. People who passed away. Memorial Day is for those who passed away. Shout out to the vets, man. And then, we coming up to the end of the year. I'm going to keep pushing it, man. Start making the plans till next year. If you want stocks, there's a lot of shit going on. Start investing in them. Look at the top 5 companies really moving the GDP, man. Start making them investments, man. And then at the end of the day, man, hey, don't let anybody tell you what you believe. Tell them what you believe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. The MJ Michael Jackson biopic, the teaser trailer came out over the weekend, man. It broke the internet. People going crazy. They've been talking about this movie for over a year. Jafar Jackson, Michael Jackson's nephew, is playing Mike. You got Coleman Domingo and Nia Long playing Michael Jackson's parents. You got Miles Teller. If you don't know Miles Teller, he's a very popular white actor who played in the Fantastic Four movie, not this new one, but the one that came out with Michael B. Jordan, as well as, the movie a couple years ago, Whiplash. He's going to play a lawyer and an attorney in the movie. We got Derek Luke. For those who remember Derek Luke, the actor who was very popular in the 2000s, he's in the movie. And we got even Lorenz Tate. There's even other people in the movie, like the black girl from the new Spider-Man movies that play the MJ, not MJ, but that plays Peter Parker's first girlfriend in the very first Spider-Man movie that he takes to prom. She's in the movie. Like, this is a amazing cast. They've been pushing this. This is one of our legends in the black community. This is the greatest artist of all time, and they're doing a biopic. I remember watching The Jacksons and American Dream as a kid. I loved that movie. And I hope this movie does Michael Jackson justice, because when you talk about the story of Michael Jackson, you start with a kid from Gary, Indiana, to his death, all the music he made from the Jackson 5 to his childhood, to Off the Wall, to what I think is the greatest album of all time, Thriller. But then he had Bad, and he had other albums, his performances, how crowds went crazy, man. Let me keep it real with you, man. Hey, I'm excited to see what the popcorn box gonna look like. Is it gonna be a glove? Like, because these movies, the way these movie theaters been the last couple of years, they entertain with the popcorn box. It's gonna be a lot of things that's going on in this movie. Shout out to Jafar Jackson, Michael Jackson's nephew. I think he's the son of Jermaine Jackson, if I'm not mistaken. So shout out. And I really hope, I know Paris Jackson said that he had some issues with the movie, but I hope the majority of the Jackson family had a say in this project and we get the real story of Michael Jackson. The only thing I would add is, apparently, because of the court issue, we're not going to get too much from Michael Jackson's first settlement. But, I don't really want to see too much about that anyway, because fuck them kids. But I'm excited to see this movie, though, man. The words of Airbnb and Rakim, peace.
Y'all can catch us at the next light, man. We in traffic. And I'm back quiet.
Mr. DJ Rose, Vert Cheesy, and C's, welcome you to the No More Black Tears podcast.
Black tears that's heaven sent. Barack the first black president. I love my black skin. I love walking in black excellence. Black power, let's represent. All black, that's evident. I'm sure MLK and Malcolm X both didn't die for the hell of it. Strap your seatbelt, go and settle land. What makes you think that we would sell our land? We wouldn't sell our land. What makes you think that we would go ahead and try to sell out then? No more black tears, black on black kids. Love us as is, love with passion. Paying black bills, learning black skills, making black meals. Black is backing. Big shout out to Fred Hampton. I'm black and proud like I'm James Brown, but I ain't doing no acting. My people here from the motherland. This podcast now active.